It has been widely reported that Christian Horner's wife Geri dropped her married name when introducing herself at the beginning of a promotional video for the luxury fashion brand, Dior. However, all the extensive media coverage stopped short of drawing conclusions about the fact that Geri did this just a few months after lurid details about her husband sexually harassing his PA went viral. We think it is interesting to look beyond the headlines, because there are certain clear undertones which have gone largely unreported. But before going further to show you what those undertones are, and their significance, we invite those of you who haven't yet done so, to like, comment, share, subscribe, and click the notification icon, to be notified when the next video is uploaded. No one can be more aware of Christian's obsession with beating Sir Lewis than his dear wife. She will be one of the few people that he would have shared his deepest innermost thoughts with, about things like Abu Dhabi 2021, for example, perhaps, alongside the likes of his PA. Maybe, during many of the heated confrontations following the revelation, she would have been deeply hurt and outraged to discover that apart from lusting after her, he was also sharing his innermost thoughts with her. To date, his PA and her supporters have put lurid details of his sexual harassment into the public domain, but nothing of his innermost thoughts surrounding Sir Lewis and Abu Dhabi 2021. We have always expected that sooner or later, after all the legal maneuverings are over, Fiona would be tempted to do a kiss and tell, should the negotiation settlement not suffice. Well, our advice to her would be that she needs to get a move on because, now that Geri has reverted to her maiden name, she may just beat her to the punch. Yes folks, Geri has just joined the race to break Christian's confidence. It is easy to see why the financial aspect would drive Fiona's motivation, but we think Geri's motivation possibly lies elsewhere. The Dior label is so closely associated with Sir Lewis, on so many levels, that our first thoughts on hearing the news of Geri dropping the Horner name in her promotional video were that the label considered the Horner name to be toxic. Now, why would the label care a jot about the Horner name, some of you might ask? Well, let us enlighten you. Christian Horner has long been a toxic personality in Formula One, and the sexual harassment scandal propelled his toxicity onto the global stage. His wife and the majority Red Bull shareholding Thai billionaire both rallied behind him to save his job. So, the fashion industry is acutely aware of how toxic the Horner name is. For a long time now, Sir Lewis has been the only driver with extensive interests outside of Formula One, and the fashion industry just happens to be one of them. He has a very high-profile association with Tommy Hilfiger, but he is also closely associated with Dior, on many levels. Apart from being a regular guest and participant in several Dior shows, many of his close friends also have close links with the label. Pharrell Williams, SLH's longtime friend, is a creative director at Louis Vuitton. Rihanna, his former girlfriend, is the face of Dior. Kylian Mbappé, Neymar. The list is long and very extensive. Ironically, SLH's long-term interest in fashion is one of the sticks that his F1 critics used to beat him with. Different members of the fashion industry came out in support of Sir Lewis in the wake of Abu Dhabi 2021, while Toto and Mercedes were freaking out partying. It is therefore easy to understand why Geri would have been advised to drop the Horner name to realize her goals in the industry. The dropping of the name attracted extensive press coverage, and it is only a matter of time before she is cajoled into speaking about how she felt on discovering the affair, before going on to expose her husband's innermost thoughts on Abu Dhabi 2021. The longer Geri journeys in an industry that is aligned with Sir Lewis, the further apart she draws from her errant husband. The more interviews she grants, the closer she gets to revealing the ultimate secret. The more time she spends outside the F1 bubble and away from her husband, the more she realizes how toxic he is, and her female empowerment past might just resurface. It therefore appears to us that Geri's dropping of the Horner name, in the course of forging her own path in the fashion industry, is the beginning of the end of her marriage to Christian. It is only a matter of time before she is motivated to tell all about Abu Dhabi 2021, and just imagine what a devastating blow it would be to Christian, Red Bull, and Liberty Media for her to reveal that her husband knew all along that the title was stolen, and how the pathway to the theft was forged. Is there a deeper cut than that she can inflict on her treacherous husband? Could this be why the John Malone subservient media have stopped short of looking further beyond the name-dropping? Well, you can trust us to call it like it is. Just imagine, after all that's been said and done, the fates of Christian Horner, Max Verstappen, Red Bull, Formula One, Liberty Media and John Malone all lie in the hands of two women who have been betrayed by Christian Horner.